Ah, Christ Almighty! That was a good start. I fucked it up. I clicked on the wrong intro. That's the intro for our Sunday show, but oh well, it won't hurt. Let's get rid of this for now because we don't really need that. Oops. You can tell how much I rely on co-hosts now, can't you? Because I don't even know what buttons to press anymore. Those guys do it all. Fair play to them. But yeah. So what's the? We'll have a quick catch up first, and then I'll get into it. I'll just say before we start that we were at a 396 yesterday when I finished the stream. Currently on 398, so we've got a couple of stragglers come in overnight, which tends to be the case. But yeah, I really want to hit that 400 tonight. Hopefully we can do it, but obviously no pressure. Yeah, so just, again, a little opening gambit for anybody who's watching and doesn't know, what they're getting themselves in for. Tonight is day 25 of me streaming live every single day until we hit 1,000 subscribers. Quite a big feat. I'm starting to realize how much of a challenge that actually is going to be. But, if we got 25 days deep and we were 10 or 20 subs in, I'd be starting to worry. But the fact that, if we hit tonight, we'll have done 89 subs in 25 days, which I don't think is too bad going.
Solid.
Yeah, I mean, it's going in the right direction. And considering I've never really done anything to push this channel, I think, it's the fact that it's coming slowly but surely is enough for me. And like I said, there isn't any real pressure or reason to do this other than just wanted the challenge. And I think it's been long enough now. And I've just, looking forward to 100 episodes of the show. I'm looking forward to 2 years, around about the same time, July, August time. And I think, we just need to, I feel like we should be doing more. And I'm not going to ask the guys to do that because obviously they're just there to help me. So I threw down the gauntlet for myself. So this is where we're at. And we're doing really well. And as well as streaming every day to we hit 1,000 subscribers, we're also adding a piece to this Lego set that I'm building for every new subscriber. So every Wednesday, count up the subs that we've gathered over the course of the 7 days and add them on accordingly. So, and it's the 7754 Lego Star Wars Homeworld Mon Calamari Starcruiser, which is, in my opinion, quite a cool set. Not a lot of people got their hands on this, and came with some fantastic minifigs, which I haven't shown off for a while, actually. But, some of these figs never appear. In fact, all of the figs, apart from one, never appeared in another set. So, this guy, this Lando. Why they've never made another Mon Mothma, I'll never know. But this is a trap. And this guy has appeared in other sets, but not many. So overall, and there's a pilot as well, but I'm not sure where he went to. But overall, I'm quite pleased with the progress. So yeah. So what's been going on with you, Ken? Oh, and before I say anything else, sorry. If you're tuning in, whether you're a new viewer or first time to the channel, please go and hit that sub button and let us know in the chat who you are, where you're from, and we'll be calling out comments as and when they come in. I can already see Fix My Brick is in the chat, Papa Rex is in the chat, as well as obviously me and your good self. So yeah, there's a comment pinned just to kind of remind you guys to go and sub and obviously help the channel out. Most of you guys probably will be already, but if you are watching this and you're new, please help us out. And yeah, see how it goes. See if we can get to that 400 during the stream. It'd be great.
It's going to happen.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, like, how about yourself then, mate? I know you got something planned in the pipeline. Is that something you want to sort of share now, or would you rather keep it to your own channel? Or
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about it a bit. It's not too many details just yet. April 1st, I think, is when we're gonna officially publicly announce it. Whatever,
okay,
because April is the 3-year anniversary of Brick Dynasty, so we're
oh
gonna
wow,
try to make that a thing. Um, but yeah, so we're gonna do a charity stream. It's going to be the first Lego related charity event that Brick Dynasty has hosted. So looking forward to it. It's gonna be kind of cool. It's DJ Bricks. What's going on? All right, you want to answer this one for
yeah,
Ewood?
got a couple of new. Yeah, so the channel is about Lego, s- generally Lego Star Wars, but at the moment we are doing a daily charity. We've got charity on the mind now. We're doing a daily, we're doing a, we're doing a daily stream on the channel until we get 1,000 subscribers. So Ewood and it's DJ Bricks, new to the channel and new to the chat, welcome in. Please go and give the channel a sub because we're streaming every day until then. And what we do in those streams has been quite varied. We've had some guests on, we've been doing some building, we've been looking at some mocks, talking about collections, conventions, Lego in general, Star Wars in general. We've gone out and done some walking and talking. I do plan to go and do some shopping. I'm hopefully going to go out and explore May the 4th or May the 1st, depending on what it is this year, on a live stream and lots of different things like that. I've been and I'm going to be coming. So yeah, did you say Lego? I did say Lego. Yeah, absolutely. So if you're into Lego or if you're just into a bunch of guys talking about something they love, or even just, as some of these streams have turned out, me just walking in the park and having a picnic and talking to lots of random dogs, which for whatever reason seemed to be one of the most popular of the streams I've ever done. So
Amazing.
but it's not supposed to be anything specific. I haven't like tonight's stream I've planned out. I think maybe one stream a week, possibly two. I might plan out what I'm going to do. Other than that, it's just chatting to you guys, seeing what's on the table. Like today, for example, I built this. I was going to build it on the stream, but I just thought, you know what? Sometimes I just want to do one for myself as well. So I built the Anakin's custom starfighter, which is a fantastic set. Really pleased when I managed to pick this one up. Pre-loved a long time ago, but yeah, in really good condition as well. But it's just I love the colors on it. I just wish they'd make an updated version of this, although it don't really need updating. But yeah, so I just sat and built this today, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to build for myself. So yeah, so if you're into that kind of thing, obviously go and sub. Oh my god, I thought dude in the black was Paul Wall.
Man,
I'm
if
not
I
sure
could
who
have,
that is.
Paul Wall is the guy who wrote the song "Grills." You might remember from ages ago. He runs a shop that makes grills, like the diamond things that people put in their teeth,
Oh yeah.
that kind of thing. It's he's worked with all of the big celebrities with those.
Oh, okay. Ah, okay, that's interesting. So, do you think you look like him?
I guess maybe I could see it a little bit. His teeth aren't as jacked up as mine. He's put a lot of money into them. So
I was really hope so if that's his job. But
yeah.
okay, so sorry, we were talking about the charity stream, but obviously you don't want to give away too much. But do you want to just kind of, can we say what the charity is that at least, or?
Sure. Yeah. We're going to be working with Bricks of Hope. Bricks of Hope was founded by a guy named Adam who had leukemia as a child. And it was Lego that helped him get through all of that while he was in the hospital. So he started a charity that raises money, similar to, was it Fairy Bricks that you work with? Same kind of idea. They raise money, they get Lego sets and deliver them to kids in hospitals.
Oh wow, okay.
And they are crazy with the number of sets that they deliver. I think they're at like 800 for the week or something.
Really?
Yeah, they do a lot.
I spoke to the guy, not to want to take the attention off the charity we're talking about, but I did speak to what was his name? I can't remember the guy's name who was representing and running both Bricktastic and Fairy Bricks. I think he said last year, so 2025, I think they delivered a total of like 60,000 sets to children across the UK and other parts of the world. And I was like, that's a lot. But I mean, based on those numbers you've given me, if my math is correct, he's on for a lot more than that if he's doing 800 a week.
Yeah, this has been a crazy year for them. He's going to get me up-to-date numbers before we kick things off. 26,000 sets donated, 5.3 million bricks.
Jesus.
Yeah. 172 deliveries. It's pretty crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So in terms of what the plan is then, I know you started saying before I kind of cut you off, but what are we? Do you? How much of that do you want to sort of tell?
Well, I guess kind of a general overlook, I guess, without going too far in. We're going to have 24 guests in 24 hours.
Nice.
It's going to be a hell of a thing. I am working on getting sponsors. I have one locked in for sure that's going to donation match for a couple hours, which will be cool.
Wow.
Yep, that was a big one. So I have 2 more spots to fill. Once those spots are filled, then I'm going to start putting together. We're going to put together a couple videos to put some ad money behind, and we're actually going to promote it. We'll advertise to Instagram, Facebook. We'll see if we can afford YouTube to make it worthwhile, and we'll probably put it on TikTok too, to get some ad dollars behind it. I'm hoping to get at least like 5 or 6 decent sponsors mixed in. And then we'll try to put together some care package stuff so we can have, a giveaways, the usual kind of things. We're starting to plan our antics and see exactly how far we're willing to go there. Tanya has suggested that for the right donation, I spend from, that point into the remainder of the stream wearing a pink onesie.
Nice.
I'm fully prepared to get a mohawk midstream, fully spiked mohawk during the stream.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think the mohawk would stand 8 to 10 inches tall right now. So, hey, what's going on,
everyone?
Oaktown, how we doing, mate?
Very well. How about you guys? I'm on spring break right now, so yeah, very good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Would you ever consider shaving a mohawk out or into your hair for a charity?
Me? No.
No?
I don't think so.
Not with those luscious locks. How long does it take you to grow your hair out for that?
Yeah.
Roughly? How long does it take you to grow your hair out that long, would you say?
I think last time I cut it was January, but it wasn't like, I wasn't bald, right? At that time.
Yeah,
it wasn't January. I think it was December. Yeah, I think it was 2 days before Christmas. Yeah, that's the last day I got like my hair cut.
That's right, I remember. So they were just still like obviously the locks, but a lot shorter, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So so that sounds but yeah, well anyway, sorry Oaktown, welcome to the stream, and obviously guys in the chat, let Oaktown know if you want to see him shave off his head. I mean, I was strongly tempted to shave off my beard on a charity stream we did. I probably would have done it then, but I don't think I would now because I'm really concerned it might not even grow back because baldness, guys, is a thing that it doesn't just happen on the top of your head, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've got I can see this couple of sort of areas, bald patches and stuff.
I did not know that.
I mean, yeah, thankfully you can't really see it because you can't really hide on the top of your head. But yeah, so it's yeah, unfortunately, yeah. But I mean, it is what it is. So and not only that, but from what I can gather, when I think my brother said before that he grew his quite long and then he shaved it all off for a charity event or something. And when he grew it back, the percentage of grey that was in it was like, and I'm thinking, do I really want to go down that road? I mean, I don't mind a bit of grey, but I don't really want to help it along either. So,
did it help it though, or was it just about dang time that the grey had come out?
No. I think what I'm saying is when the hair regrows out, in a lot of cases, or in his case, I mean, I don't know if it's a case for everybody, but there was more grey. He said it was probably like 10 to 20% more grey than when he shaved it, because obviously, you could take it down to the root or wherever, and it just, I don't know. I don't really know how it works, to be honest with you. But either way, he was like, so he was like, I'm never shaving it again because it just, practically doubled overnight. So, Skyren's out there. How are you doing, Skyren?
Yeah, I don't know. I swear I go more grey every time I sneeze. It's a bad situation.
Well, it's funny actually because I was watching Hive's stream, the extra stream that he did. Was it Wednesday? I don't know.
No, I think it was Monday or Tuesday. I can't remember.
Yeah, whatever day he did that extra one. Anyway, I was watching it back on replay, and I was just noticing how white, he's got quite a lot of it. And for his birthday, I found some images of me and him that I took from Brickworld, and I ran them through this kind of AI thing to turn them into sort of Japanese style characters to try and match some of the stuff that he likes watching and I kind of like as well. And me and him had just been chatting actually prior to that about going to see Akira, which is coming back to cinemas. So just started running through that, and I ended up getting one decent picture, and I sent it. But I did have a couple, and I sent them all to him, and I was like, "Look how crazy these are!" But in all of them, obviously, it accentuated that kind of white. But I was looking back at, I think, an older stream of his, and it was only like maybe a year, 2 years ago, and it's like all his facial hair is kind of dark. So it's crazy how it just, once it starts, that's it. It creeps up. So So I look forward to in 10 years' time tuning into Oaktown stream and seeing like hair silver curly locks. Like, but
who knows?
10 years from now, he'll still be a young man.
Yeah, I would be 29, 30. I'm turning 20 this year, so yeah.
Wow.
Jesus, mate, you absolute relic. So what would you rather?
Oh, that's a relic.
If somebody said to you, right, you're eventually gonna start going grey or gonna start going bald, which would you prefer if you had to choose one?
Oh, I'd go grey for sure.
So you'd rather keep the hair, yeah?
Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah! Yeah, I'd say so. I actually thought about that this morning. I'm not kidding. It was a weird thing.
You just need somebody who you trust, who's close to you, who's taller than you, who'd be honest with you, because that's where I was lacking. And I remember watching back CCTV footage of myself, which is generally over the door in the stores, right? The frozen food retailer I used to work for, they would always be over the door, as well as around the rest of the store, but specifically over the door. And I was showing back footage to like the police or whatever because we'd had a shoplifter in. And I was looking, I was thinking, any minute now, I'm going to come on the screen. And I remember this copper being like really tall, like he was about 6'6", maybe 6'7".
Wow.
And I remember we were watching. It was about that. Yeah. We were watching the screen, and I was thinking, any minute now, you'll see me pop on the screen and go and grab this guy by the door. And with that, somebody comes over and grabs the guy, and I thought, I don't remember anybody else grabbing the guy. He was like, that's you, right? And I was like, is it? It's like, why did nobody tell me I was bald on top? And he was like, well, probably. He said, because you're quite tall. He said, I knew it was you straight away because I've been stood over you since we've been here. He said, but most people probably wouldn't see it because it's on the top of your head. Who's looking at the top of your head? So I was just like, and I went around to my team and I said, I can't believe none of you told me that. We didn't even notice. And I was like, right, okay, that's it. So I didn't do any of this combing over, trying to make it any dye in my hair, any of that rubbish. I was just like, that night, it's coming off. I ain't doing anything.
How long ago was this?
Oh Christ, this was just before I left Truoki to move to Tonopandi, so it would have been 2015. So about 10 10, 11 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, my daughter was really young. She was only a baby. So, yeah, it would have been, 11, 12 years ago-ish. And that was it. And I'd shaved my head in the past. I used to have a shaved head by choice, like a long, long time ago when I was kind of probably about your age, actually, Oaktown, late teens, early 20s.
Yeah.
But eventually I kind of got bored of that sort of shaved head look. And because I just couldn't get in, you couldn't get into. I remember me and a bunch of my mates, and we'd all had shaved heads at the time. Like we weren't like skinheads or anything like that, but we just all had shaved heads, just so happened. And the 6 of us tried going into some nightclub, and it was like, no, sorry, not tonight, guys. We just like
bunch of hooligans.
Yeah, and I was thinking, and we tried a couple of places. It was the same thing. So they just must have been passing us on through the. I'm like, I was telling my dad about it, and he said, "Oh, you should have said, oh, we're not a gang." He said, "We're 3 couples."
Oh,
I was like, I didn't think of that. Oh, good. But yeah. So anyway, got sick of that, grew it back, and my hair at one point, apart from the curls, was a lot like Oaktown's because it grew out when after all that time of shaving it grew out, and it was like kind of like a ginger afro. Obviously, it was straight hair, but it was just kind of sticks up. And I was just like, I actually enjoy this hairstyle. And I went with that for ages. And I remember when I opened the store that I'm talking about, where I saw the footage, I decided to kind of trim it back and make it look tidy for the store opening because it was being filmed for the BBC documentary. So I thought, I got to try and look my best. So I tidied it all up. And it was only like about a year or so after that. So I think probably that baldness had started sometime after that. But either way, I was like, I ain't holding on to no wet dream. I'm just going to accept my fate. But it was only like 2 years ago, though, I started growing a beard. I think it was when I was in hospital over Christmas with a sepsis, and I came out, and it grown. I shaved it regularly, but I always had stubble. So I was kind of like, sort of Kenn sort of situation where it was more of a somewhere between long stubble and a beard, kind of thing. And I'd let it grow and then I'd shave it off, and then we just keep going like that. And then after I don't know what, because I was ill for so long afterwards, I wasn't going anywhere. I can't be bothered. And it got to the point where it was actually relatively long. And because I proposed to Kirsty that New Year's Day after I'd come out of the hospital a couple of days before Christmas, we went and then had some, as soon as I was well enough, we had some photos taken. And I, for the first time, decided rather than shave it off like I would have, because it was long enough, I tidied it up instead and actually cultured it a little bit or cultivated it. And we had some photos taken, and lots of people were commenting and saying, "Oh, you look really good. It suits you to have a beard, and it looks." Oh, okay. So that was it. Just kept it, So
awesome.
But yeah, even looking back at those photos from 2 years ago, there was a lot less grey in there. So it is slowly taking over, sadly. But what's he saying? I like potatoes. Yeah, you're on the wrong. Slurpee's not here, mate.
None of us. There's no Irish people in this live stream.
Yeah,
I don't think so. Ken, are you Irish?
I am Irish.
I mean, you are from Boston, so yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, only about half, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just the orange half.
So guys, I'm happy to announce that we've hit 400 subs.
Yes, yay. That's a win. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Where are my co-hosts when we do that? So yeah, finally, really pleased with that, guys, and thanks to all of you who subbed up until this point, and hopefully you stay that way. And again, like I said, keep them coming. I'll chuck this banner up, and we can just talk about kind of whatever then, guys, because I just want to do this. Colors a bit off in it. I just want to do this kind of build, but we don't really have to do it. It's just nice to have company when I do it, because a lot of the time it's quite tough to focus on a build when you're also looking at chat, So
yeah.
Let's see if we can change this color. But tell me about your day, Oaktown. What have you been up to?
Just chilling, and I guess I've been building Lego for a few hours.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Anything cool?
A little bit of mock building. Yeah. I think I'm building like an expansion to the Ninjago City Market. So yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I remember you telling me, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get
Oaktown,
this.
you coming to Brick World this year?
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah. What was the reason that you weren't going, Oaktown?
Not enough money.
Oh yeah, fine. Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Probably the same for me, really. I mean, if I could afford to do that and get married, then I certainly would. But
so you're definitively not going then, Kuhan?
No, I needed to reach out to Garrett actually, because I have reached out to him before and he didn't really give me an answer. But at the time, I was still on the fence as well. But long story short is that me and Garrett have decided to get a room together. But of course, I always said to him, look, there's a high chance I might not be able to go. So really, I wanted to book with someone who I wasn't going to let down by not going. For example, if I'd booked to go with Whittaky and then I couldn't go, he would likely have to not go because of the cost of the room. But Garrett was comfortable enough to say, look, if you don't end up going, either I'll try and get one of my local friends to come, or I'll pay for the room on my own. However, his situation has also changed since then, so I don't know what's going on with him, and I'm not going to speak for him. But long story short is that, yeah, I got to make sure I cancel it beforehand. But with the hotel, you can cancel it quite soon. But I did need to check today how far out you need to cancel the actual tickets. I believe it's end of April, but I'll have to double check. But it's kind of crazy, really, because I don't want to leave it to the last minute because, it's like anything could happen. But I don't know what it is I'm expecting to happen that's going to change that circumstance. So it's easier just to not miss that deadline and just, accept my fate. But yeah, definitely, I think Kirsty said the same thing. She from the beginning has said, look, if you want to go, you go. But, it's nobody's stopping you as such. But it is, there are a lot of things that we could do with that kind of money otherwise. And I said, yeah, you're right. I mean, financially, it's irresponsible to do something like that. But it is what it is. Like I said, but we're going to gear up for 2027. Possibly Kirsty might come along with us as well. So
cool. Yeah, I think there's a good chance that I'll be there in 27.
Yeah.
A pretty, a solid chance. Yeah.
I think obviously for us, nobody would expect us coming from, across the ocean to come every year anyway. So I don't feel like I'm letting people or individuals down as such.
Yeah.
And I've always maintained that my chances are relatively low. But I am the only thing I'm kind of sad for, if anything, is Liam off of Liam Brick to Bed. Shout out to Liam.
Yeah, me too. Very much.
Because obviously he's coming all the way from Australia, and it's probably a once in a lifetime trip for him as well. And not to get that chance to kind of meet him, and two birds with one stone kind of situation, So
yeah, it's like one of the worst years to go. Almost no one's going.
Yeah, I know. I was speaking to Greg from London Bridge when he was on our show, and I didn't realize. I just assumed he'd go every year, and he said he's not going. Padawan isn't going. I've spoken to a couple of, other people I speak to, and they were just like, no, we're giving it a break next year. Which is kind of odd because from what I've gathered, it was probably one of the best years as well. Obviously, I've got nothing to compare it to, but from what people have told me, it was, who go regular, they say it's one of the best years. But then they also decided that it was the year they were gonna, they were gonna take a break following from. So
yeah.
Shai said he's not going this year either.
No? Oh wow! Holy shoot! You are though, right, Ken?
Yep.
Yeah. Take care of Liam for us. Well, I guess Whittaky too. Whittaky, you'll be able to hang out with Whittaky and Liam. Whittaky is still going, right?
Oh
yeah. He's going. Yeah.
Cool.
I don't think. I think he's more concerned about because obviously last time I booked the flights and all the kind of all that kind of bits and pieces I sorted out. So I think he's a little bit concerned about doing that on his own. Well, not on his own, but he's doing that. Well, effectively, yeah, he's traveling on his own. But I'm sure he'll be fine. He's a big boy.
He'll be all right. They have pretty good senior care at the airport, don't they?
Yeah, he got pulled away for a private search last time. I don't know what the hell was
Really?
going on. Yeah.
Oh, because he was sick?
No, just right. Well, I don't know. Maybe because he looked sick, perhaps. But no,
Yeah.
they just kind of pulled him away and were like, they called his name actually on the tannoy, and they were like, "Can you report to the security desk?" Well, when they call something out in the airport, you assume that something bad's happened and they're trying to contact, somebody's trying to contact you or whatever. But no, it just turned out they wanted him for an additional security check.
Wow.
And they just kind of searched his bags and gave him a pat down, I believe, and that was it. He was on his way. So I've never heard of that before. I mean, I've been searched going through to customs in LA. Customs. Going through. Yeah, it is customs. Is it called customs?
Yeah.
When I was going through, because I was traveling alone, although I wasn't, but I wasn't part of a party as such. My parents were traveling with me, but they were like separate tickets and everything. So they were a little bit curious about that. I tried to explain I'm best man for my brother's wedding, but they didn't like my passport very much apparently. So
what? That's weird.
It's a longer story. It's probably, and I have told you on the stream before, so it's not particularly exciting, but my uncle was waiting for us at the airport, so to take us wherever. And I just came out of because my parents had gone ahead, so to catch up with him, and I just came out, and I was just kind of I came out about maybe 40 minutes later, and I was kind of walking like this with a bit of a limp. And they were like, what happened? And I said, all I can tell you is I heard the snap of the rubber glove and I knew it was all over. And they were like, what? No, they thought I'd actually gotten a full cavity search, but no, I was just heavily questioned, and then told that I wouldn't be allowed to return back to the United States until I had a new passport. So to go into a bit more detail, I suppose I may as well. I can't start a story, I cannot finish it, but essentially what happened is a popular and regular destination for traveling for like a kind of sun beach type holiday, if you live in the UK or parts of Europe, is a place called Turkey. Now Turkey is mostly kind of Islamic state, but that aside, it's connected to parts of Southeast Asia, where there's been a lot of bits and pieces going on, as you probably without going into detail over the years. And so the Americans, for some reason, aren't big fans. I noticed when you're filling out some of the forms and documentation, it says, have you traveled to any of these countries in the last? And Turkey's always on there.
Do you mean Southwest Asia? Not Southeast Asia, right?
Sorry, Southwest Asia.
Yeah, you mean like the Middle East, right?
Yeah. So Turkey is obviously part of Europe, but it's connected to those.
Yeah. Well, only a little bit is part of Europe. Most of it is part of Asia.
Yeah, but Turkey is classed as a European country, is what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, long story short, I hadn't traveled there recently. However, I did have a stamp in my passport from Turkey, which is fine. I don't think there's anything wrong. Even if you did go there within the last couple of years, I don't think they stop you entering. It's just you're up for a couple more questions, basically. Anyway, what had happened on a trip, it wasn't to Turkey, it was to somewhere else, is they used to give you your baggage, and they give you this additional sticker which would pull off, and it'd have a sticky bit on it, but it was mostly not sticky, and they'd stick it to the back of your passport. They used to do it all the time. And I was kind of rushing to the the terminal, and I remember it falling off. I thought something had fallen out of my passport. I looked back and just thought, it's just this sticker thing that they stick to the back of your passport. Is when it's a piece that they tear off when they put your main luggage that goes underneath the plane. Anyway, it's one of these sticker things. They used to stick them to the back of your passport all the time. Well, with something like that, you think, well, I might need that. So I just kind of grabbed it, threw it in my passport, thought nothing of it. And of course, probably years went by and it was still in there. But when I tried to pull it out, it stuck down, and the inside of your passport is paper. So it just made a tiny little rip. That was it, just a tiny little rip in the paper, probably no bigger than a penny. or sent or whatever.
Mhm.
So anyway, they're looking at my passport and they're saying, I can see you traveled to Turkey. When did you travel there last? And I just said, the stamp does say the date, but I went there this time and whatever. And it was like, why is there a rip in your passport? And I was like, oh, and I tried to explain the story to him, and he's like, no. They don't put those on the back of your passport. They don't put those in your passport. They put them on the back of your passport. I said, I know that, but it fell out as I was, heading to the terminal. So I just threw it in, and it's obviously stuck in it because I never opened my passport to that page again for a while. Anyway, he was like, no, I'm sorry, you're going to have to go through to additional questioning or whatever. So they took me aside. I didn't get a chance to speak to my parents. I couldn't even collect my baggage, my stuff that I'd put down. So I had to just go straight through. And I was sat in this kind of waiting room, and there was a bunch of like rooms around the side. And there's just like a waiting area in the middle. And it was just me and a young lad. He must have only been about 19, 20. I was in my late 20s at the time. No, early 30s at the time. But this kid was really young, and you could see he was visibly shaken up. And I said to him, what are you in for? And he said, he said that they asked me if I was traveling for business or pleasure, and I got a little bit confused. I went, business, no pleasure, business. And I was like, that was it. So we were laughing away and just chatting, and then all of a sudden, the huge like armed security guard comes out into the waiting area and he goes, no talking to each other. And I was just like, oh, okay. Nobody said you couldn't talk to each other, so
yeah.
He separated us then. And I'm thinking, Christ, I'm starting to sweat now. And then they took me into like an interview room. It was just me and obviously one of these other officers. And it was like, I talk the way I do to everybody. So I'm like making like quips and the odd random comment. And he was just like stone-walled, like completely stone-faced, not having any of it. And I was just
oh
like,
my God,
okay.
no,
And then
cool.
as it was going, I was thinking, this is obviously more serious than I thought. And he was saying to me, basically, he said to me at the end, he said, look, I don't accept the reason that you've given. He said, but I can't think of any country that still, because years ago, they never used to stamp your passport. They used to put a sticker in there. My old passport's got a few. But he thinks that I'm trying to hide a country that I've been to, basically, and I pulled the sticker out. And I was like, okay, well, that hasn't happened. I said, but, it is or is, you have to take my word for it. And then he was like, well, I'll let you travel this time because you're here for a wedding and you're the best man for your brother's wedding. I'm not going to spoil all that over a suspicion, he said, but what I will say is we're going to make a note of it, and until you replace your passport, you won't be allowed back into the United States. And I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. Well, I think I'd only had like 2 years on my passport, and you get 10 years on them usually. And I thought, anyway, completely forgot all about it, moved on. 2 years later, we're traveling to LA, and touchdown in LA, and I'm like, we're waiting in the queue to show our passports, and I'm kind of flicking through, and I see this little tear, and I'm like, oh my God, I haven't replaced my passport. And not only that, but I'm back going into, if I was going to a different country, I wouldn't mind, but I'm going back into America. If he's made a note of it, I'm thinking, I'm stuffed. I didn't tell Kirsty because I knew she would just panic even more. So I just carried on, and I just thought, please. And I thought that was it. I was done, like, because the guy had said, you ain't coming back in the US. Anyway, I went through, got through security fine, no issues. So I was just like, oh my God, that was so lucky. And then afterwards, we collected the baggage, and we were in the shuttle to we were staying in Anaheim. So we in the shuttle to Anaheim, and that's when I told Kirsty, I think, in the car, and I was like, oh, just so you know. And she was like, you're not coming back here not going anywhere else without. So when we got back, she made me replace my passport just in case it happened anywhere else. So, but no, it was quite a scary experience. Like, obviously I wasn't showing it, but inside I was like, the worst that could happen is I could get deported or sent back, and that's it. That's my holiday gone. You don't refund any of that. You're talking thousands of pounds even back then. And obviously my brother's wedding is just not ruined, but so it does put into perspective. All jokes aside, you just got to be careful with those passports, like what you do and don't do with them. So don't do like a Lego passport. Don't have the cool hand stamp in the Lego passport. Yeah. Anyone else got any scary travel stories like that?
Well, I guess I'll say this as a PSA. don't be an idiot like Cool Han. Don't be quippy in anywhere in the airport. It's not advice.
Yeah. All right.
That's something my dad told me from.
Take a minute and address chat here. Baxter says brother-in-law is just taken to the hospital. So prayers for him.
Baxter.
Hope everything's all right out there.
Yeah, Baxter. Baxter's one of our newbies, and
I don't really
brings me nicely onto a conversation that me and you had, Ken, and I might just kind of bring this to light. But yeah, so Baxter's one of the many actually people who've kind of found the channel when we're doing these live streams and tuned in a few days, or quite a few days since then, and kind of engaged with the chat. Don't even know whether some of these people are even necessarily Lego fans, which seems to be the consensus really, but just like somewhere to go and hang out and chat to people, which I think is great. I don't think he's getting my messages. Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not good. Well, if he's in hospital, maybe.
That's a tough one.
Well, that's sad to hear. Hopefully, Baxter, you can get that sorted. But keep us updated. Obviously, I'm here every day, so tune in and let us know what's going on. Well, I'm not sure what Skyren is saying. I'm like 7, but I'm not sure that's a lot. Only 2 Welsh.
Oh, what's this? Papa Rex. Ouch, Ken. What did I say? What did I do? I missed something there.
Yeah, no clue. Well, I'm going to put comments up on the screen. Sorry if that covers your screen a little bit, Ken, but only because I'm noticing that some of these comments are coming in from mobile and some aren't, so they won't necessarily see each other. We can see them, but they won't see each other. So, but yeah. So I think the conversation you were having, Ken, was kind of like, I'm assuming you were saying is trying to that balance and act between, new people and friends in terms of, and obviously you were talking about a specific event, but I think it made me sort of stop and think a little bit as well, because, I've been in that situation where I've offered for people to come on any of these daily streams, and it's got to the point now where I'm having a couple of people reach out to me who've, like a young lad who was in the chat yesterday and reached out to me afterwards and said, can I come on one of the stream with you so you can help me with this and you can advise me on this? And I said, look, I'm not in a position to advise anybody on anything, apart from maybe how to be a retail manager. But apart from that, I said, I'm learning as I go along as well. But at the same time, I think in the the whole point of this thing is to just try and build a community, or build our community. So I just think, well, why not? It's not like the show or anything like that. There's not really anything to lose by doing that. So I think I'm going to send him the link, and just get to know some new people. And I think it is easy to kind of get lost in just the same group of people all the time. And like, these are the people I talk to. These are people in the chat. And I was trying to say on my stream last night, and I've said it a couple of times on these streams, is that I don't want this, come on, we got to get some subs, we got to get to this, we got to get that. Sometimes that can seem a little bit like ignorant of the people who are already here and who are tuning in and who are engaging in the chat and following along with everything we do, and more focused on the people who aren't even here yet. And I don't want it to seem like that. But there has to be a balancing act between, similar to what you were saying, although for a completely different reason, there has to be a balancing act between, having that somewhere for people to go to have a chat and conversate with each other and engage in the chat or whatever. And obviously trying to introduce new people to that, I remember when I was in school, when I first started kind of working and going out and socializing, I'd be kind of like, the guys take the mick out of me as well for doing the thing, like invited and host and stuff. But I used to get the same kind of stick off my friends before, where I'd we'd have a new person I'd meet somewhere along the line or in a group, and I'd invite them out, and the guys would be like, who's this guy you've invited out with us? And I'm like, well, yeah. And they were just like, no, we want to. And they were very kind of, I've never had that. For me, it's always like, let's make this group bigger or whatever, or, try and change things up a little bit. But maybe it's just me. But like back then, it'd be like, why you just keep inviting out all these random people, these randos who keep coming out with us and stuff. And I'm just like, well, no, we were all that at one point. So you got to start somewhere. But yeah, I think the point I'm making is that I want to make it clear that the people in the chat now, and obviously who've been around for a while, you were all new at one point as well. I was obviously new to this at one point. And we've got here and we've got this little kind of community from being introduced to something or being pulled in by somebody. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm not gonna forget about you guys and focus on like big things or whatever. And I'm always going to try to stay grounded, no matter what happens with this channel. But at the same time, it is nice to welcome some new people into it. And as far as I'm concerned, it is kind of very, very open, particularly on these daily streams. So literally anybody out there who's watching this, even on replay, if you want to pop on, just let me know. And I'm happy to throw the link out and get to know new people. So, but yeah, the Whittaky SRK joke. Oh, that's what he was talking about when he said ouch.
Yeah.
Papa Rex must be a little bit behind then, I think. Because that was a while before he sent that message. But although saying that, no, I'm reading it quite late in fairness. So yeah.
Oh, speaking of Whittaky, I was just going to complain that I sent him a DM 24 hours ago and I hadn't heard back, and he just responded.
Whittaky.
Yes.
Okay. Is he right. Yay, nay?
Yes. Yep. Yay.
Oh, there you go. Good.
Yep.
Awesome. What?
Okay.
What was that?
Let me put that in here. Hold on 1 second. I get too easily distracted. What am I doing? I've already lost track. What am I doing? Oh, spreadsheet.
Same.
Okay, there we go. All right. Sorry.
All right. So obviously the whole. No worries. I am gonna share this screen. Where's it going? Oh, I want to add it to stage. So obviously we got the build cam. If anybody's really interested, but I just wanted to show. I do plan to, and I've talked about this before, but I do plan to do some like medium-sized videos on my channel. Sort of 3 minutes upwards to about 10, 15, 20 minutes or whatever it might be.
Oh, cool.
Just exploring Rebrickable, because I feel like I talk to a lot of people about this, and I'm certainly not the first or new, not even close to being the first person to explore Rebrickable on a channel. But I talk about it quite a lot, and I feel like sometimes I get kind of blank faces in response. And I think it's really kind of, for this community, for a LEGO community, I feel like Rebrickable is fairly unsung or kind of underrated. So for those watching who don't know what this is, Rebrickable is a kind of LEGO, they're not affiliated with LEGO as such, but they're kind of LEGO adjacent website, which, it keeps a track of, it's for mock creators ideally, but not just mock, for people who are physically making mocks, but for people who, want to build mocks. And it's very difficult to use the word mock with something like this, because mock means my own creation, and I'm essentially saying I'm building my own creation.
Mayo Hosco always calls it a talk, meaning their own creation. It's the word that he came up with, to describe, stuff like this.
Well, I don't really want to kind of muddy the water with it, but you are right. So what I tend to do is I just say, a Rebrickable mock, so that they know that it is in mind.
Yeah, you should probably make a video once you finish this one.
I'll give you guys an example of how I found this. You type in the set you've got, which is well, that's what I'm planning to do. And I'm going to do a series of them. And it's not going to be like, once a week, probably not even once a month. But what I'll do is it'll just be like, exploring the options for that set, picking out a mock that I'm going to do, and then obviously show it. So there's less focus on the actual build and me building and photos of me building, because I think that's kind of played out. I'm more focusing on the creator and, you know, perhaps the quality of the build instructions and things like that, and try and touch some ground that perhaps I don't think gets touched on enough, or certainly not from I've seen. Anyway, you find your set. Now, when you type in AAT, which I kind of missed this, it's easier, I'll just go back. Just checking you guys can actually see that, yeah. So when you find your set, you will get straight away lots of kind of search results for anything that includes an AAT. I mean, some of these I've never even, are these all? Oh, these are sets. I've never seen that one before. What's that one? Oh, it just looks, oh, it's because of my glasses. Right, okay. Looks a different color with these bloody orange tinted glasses. But so it'll give you mocks, okay, or, you know, Rebrickable mocks. So it gives you a choice there. And then it'll give you the sets. Now, in this case, what I'm doing is what's called an alt build. But the other option you've got, which is there's probably a lot more of these available, is you know, other people's designs. So let's just pick this one, for example, because this one actually looks pretty slick. And this is an AAT Kashyyyk mock. Now, with this one, you have to pay €9.99. Sometimes they're, excuse me, sometimes they're in pounds, sometimes they're in dollars. It generally tends to be, you know, the currency of the person who's posted it. But, you know, when you try to pay for this, it'll automatically transfer it to your currency, so don't worry about that. But yeah, you can kind of see the photos here, and you think to yourself, oh, that actually looks pretty strong, pretty solid. Now, what I tend to do, as just a tip, if I pick one from here, is I do tend to check if the images are, what do we say, digital images, like renders, or whether they're actually real. And I'll get to the reason for that in a sec, but sometimes it helps to have a bit of both. I can't actually tell with this one whether that I think that looks.
It looks digital to me.
I think this one looks real, like it's really been built. But if I'm honest with you, these days I can't really tell myself. I haven't got a very keen.
To me, they all look digital. All these images for this set.
They're in the void.
Yeah, well, it's funny you say that, because we were talking about one of these the other day, and it was on the show last week, and we were talking about one of the sets for the Bricklink designer program, and I was saying, oh, this looks digital because the background is kind of, there's nothing there, but it turned out it was a real one. So they must have, you know, run it through some kind of background remover or whatever to make it look good. So even then, I'm not 100% sure with, you know, like this, where it does kind of look, but yeah, like I said, you guys, I trust you guys, but so I would be tempted, and the reason being is because I've done some builds before from Rebrickable where you're following digital instructions, and sometimes like what the software they use for building, it doesn't always recognize like the order that you should put parts on in. And it just, I mean, it can still be built, but not in the way that the instructions, where, like, for example, you might build the outside of, say, this turret on the top, and then it'll ask you to put a piece on that's actually inside, and you will have already had to have clipped pieces to it, which are already on. And it's like, well, that's not possible to do. I have to kind of take this apart to put that in there. It doesn't happen very often. I'd say 1 in 20 I've come across. I've had something along the lines of that, and one build in particular was just riddled with them. So that was a bit kind of weird. Like, just I'll use an example, this kind of shell around the base of this AAT, they might ask you to kind of put all these tile pieces on, even though there's nothing to connect them to yet, and then the next stage will be putting the pieces underneath, and you're thinking, well, that doesn't make any sense, why would you do it that way, kind of thing. And it's just, I don't know, it's just the way the instructions are. So the other piece of advice I'd give people is try not to pay. You know, unless you're really enamored with this and you really want to build it, try not to pay, because there's so many fantastic mocks that I found on here without having to pay a penny. Most of the time, I would say at least 60% of the time, they're free. Now, the quality can vary when they're free, but not in all cases. It's just literally down to how, charitable the designer is being, and whether they really care to make money off it. Because I've seen some awful looking, horrible mocks that have clearly been made by like a 6-year-old, and they've tried to charge, you know, £3 or £4 for them, and I'm just like, why? And I can't see they would have made a lot of money if I'm completely honest. But yeah, so it gives you the opportunity to build the instructions. You just kind of, in this case, buy. But let me just show you one where they were free. Let's see if we can find a free one.
Yeah, I think
I think the quickest way to tell is it will have this. What?
Have you ever paid for any of them, Gohan?
I have, but only maybe a couple of times where I've done a challenge, and the challenge is to try and build it without looking at the instructions. And I've gotten so far into it, and then I thought, like, I'll pay anyway, because it feels a bit of a cheat to try and build it without, you know, it's more of a challenge for the content than anything else. But the best way to tell is if you look at this main page without having to click into every single one. If it's got this premium with a lightning bolt on it, then you've got to pay for it. The black symbol at the top, which says designer, which in most cases they will be the ones you've got to pay for as well. But that means that they're a red, what are called, an authorized designer. So generally they're
like verified.
Yeah, kind of verified, that kind of thing. So well, that's probably the best example actually. And then if it's got the little green box saying alt, that means it's an alternate build of another set, which we'll get to in a sec. But let me just show you an example of some free ones. So we click on these here, and these are kind of micro scale. Probably don't look any different to maybe like a polybag version. And you literally just click on these, and you can either download them or just view them and build away. Job done. Now, if you were building a set, let's just say we go back to this Kashiko and you wanted to build this, the other thing that it gives you is it gives you a list of the parts. But rather than trying to go through these parts, because obviously I'll show you the imagery here, I remember speaking to somebody actually who was going through and making a note of all of these parts and then trying to order them on Bricklink separate. And I was like, did you realize there's a direct link for that, right? And they didn't realize. So if you go here, add parts to Bricklink wanted list, and obviously as long as you're logged into your Bricklink, you click on this, and what it'll do is it'll take you to Bricklink and upload the parts, all the parts straight into Bricklink, which is another set of streams. I'm not going to go into like, you know, how you order parts and stuff like that just yet, but it is relatively easy. And you just obviously order the parts, wait for them to arrive, buy the build instructions if you need to, and be on your way. I would say, again, this has only happened to me once, but I would say if you're ordering the parts, buy the instructions first, because in one case I ordered the parts, and the time it took to get the parts, and you know, I want to say a week or two to order the parts and be in a position where I could sit down and actually build the set, the mock had been removed. So I didn't, whereas if I downloaded the instructions, I'd have had them anyway, and it wouldn't have mattered. So I actually had the parts for a set, which I could never actually build. As it happens, I reached out to the designer because he was on Facebook, and he sent me the instructions privately. So it was a save in that case, but it's worth just doing. I'm trying to see if I can find the. So this is an alternate build, right? So let's just click on this one. Right, see what this is an alternate build of.
It looks like the Creator 3-in-1 like
an alternate
plane, right?
Build of. Oh, so this can be built using the Lego Supersonic Jet.
Yeah.
It's a strange thing to want to make out of a jet. And
it is.
See, this one is clearly a render to me. I wouldn't say it looks bad, but you know, they've made the gun out of multiple pieces. I don't think that's a good move. So
yeah, I don't really like it. I mean, it's not like poorly designed, but it's just kind of boring.
Yeah.
Frankly
and I would just recommend just really looking into some of these things first. So let's go for this. So I found that generally what I use it for, because I like to do alternate builds. The reason being is this. If I ever want to rebuild this set again, all I'd have to do is take this set apart and what I'm about to build and build it again. So I haven't actually lost it. Once you go down the avenue of part alternate, which is, you know, you need extra pieces and you've got to take a set apart, or you might need two of these, for example. then you go down the road of, basically, bastardizing your set. And I did do that once in the past with a couple of sets where I took them apart to find parts to make a mock, and then it just gets confusing then. So for me, I just like the idea of, I built this set, a couple of alternate mock from it, and then at some point in the future I might rebuild this again. So and doing the alternate builds doesn't stop you doing that. So click on alternate builds on the bottom. If you're on the mobile website, I think this appears as like a gavel as opposed to the word alternate builds, and then you can see some options. Now let's see if we can. So here's some examples. So this is a redesigned version. So what they've done here is they've just used the parts to make it look a bit more accurate. In most, I think the main thing here is they've made the turrets shorter. I don't know why someone would want to pay for that, because you'll probably see the difference from here. But he's not charging a lot of money. And then you scroll down and you can see, some of these are dog shit, and they like it. I mean, this is clearly a render. I mean, it's not actually that bad.
Yeah. Why would anyone build it though?
And so
I was curious about that. Like, what is the point of that build?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. And this isn't actually that bad.
It's meaningless.
At least you can tell what that is. But sometimes they do it, and I'm not going to start. I don't want to commit my whole. I know what the point isn't to come in here and sort of bag on other people's builds, because they've had a go, in fairness. But sometimes you see them and it's like, oh, it's horrible. And then again, like they're charging for it as well. So you kind of think,
yeah. And then it turns out that they're 11 years old, and it's actually an amazing build. It's like, oh, whoops.
It's actually a what you said?
Yeah. No. So this is not bad.
Yeah, I mean, some of these they might look like trash at first glance, and then you find out it's made by a little kid, and then it's an amazing build when you hear that.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Actually, is that you can tell some of these have been done by kids, and I think websites you use for kids to just kind of play around with things. And I can tell you, I've tried to build alternate things, ships or whatever, using some of the sets I've got, and I've probably couldn't do as well as some of these kids potentially if they are kids.
Oh yeah.
So it can be quite challenging, but also it's crazy to see what people can build from just the parts. I mean, we all probably know about the guy who builds like a Falcon out of every set, but even beyond that, there's some fantastic stuff on here. So there's your alts. So these are your alts. All of these you can build using just the parts, nothing else, right? And I think, so usually I'll just go through this and find the best one, in which case I think for me is this top one, because it kind of looks like an armadillo or something. But it's
it's actually pretty cool.
And that's the one I mean, this one
might actually look cooler than the original set. Like the one you're building is actually a worthy alternate build.
And this is a authorized designer, but also the thing is the instructions are free, which is quite rare to get both of those. But then we'll also scroll down to this section, just show you guys this a little bit. So this is modifications. So these are using, I think their words are typically using most of the parts plus some extra parts. So I have tried some of these in the past again, and they're not too bad. But they try to make them sometimes, in most cases, the same thing but more accurate. But sometimes it can be something really like outlandish like this they've built, and maybe they've just put this extra cockpiece piece on it.
Oh, cool.
And actually, it looks pretty sharp, to be fair, but it does include adding some parts.
Correct.
And again, what I think you can do with this is you can add the parts list, and then you just go through and eliminate the ones that you've got from the set. And I think I did this once before, so I thought, that looked really cool. I added the parts list to Bricklink, went through the parts that were actually included with the set and deleted them all, and I think it ended up just being 2 pieces. But obviously it's still classed as, it's not classed as an alternate because there are additional pieces. So in that case, I was, it was great. But, a lot of these, like this one, for example, might be made using like 3 of these. And not even all the parts. So you have got to do a little bit of research and check it out. But actually, that one looks pretty good. That one looks pretty beefy. I like the look of that one. fact, that looks a lot like the Two Bricks Official. Right? I've done some of his before. I'm pretty sure that's the same guy who did the Kashyyyk one. So yeah, that's Rebrickable in a nutshell. I just think if you're a kid and you want to, kind of do a little bit more and show off your creative talent, this is kind of your gateway into mock building. If you are somebody who's perhaps short of money and you'd like to build more, but you haven't got a lot of sets or you can't afford new sets, but you want to kind of do something different with the sets you've got to be prepared to take your sets apart. But I think it's just, I think it's a fantastic site. I'll probably spend more time on it than I do the Lego website because I just like scrolling through and looking at things. And I just want to, so what I built the Anakin's custom. I'll see if there's any alternate builds for that.
Oh, the custom Starfighter?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to take yours apart?
Well, I only just built it today. But this is like the third time I've built it.
Oh wow!
But I'm just curious as to whether there's any good alternates. Because if there is, I'm happy to take it apart and build it into something else.
Oh,
there you go.
Always put it back later.
Well, that's it. And that obviously, I speak to people about that, and they're just blown away by the idea of even taking a Lego set apart. And I'm just like,
that's what it's for.
For me, that's what Lego was. That was what always. That it was more. When I was a kid, when I was growing up, the idea of building a Lego set and taking it apart was almost like one whole process. It would be like buying a chocolate bar and not eating it to not take it apart afterwards. It was just part of the process. The idea of displaying a Lego set was just not in the vocabulary for me as a kid collecting Lego. Never, ever did I, build it, play with it, take it apart, build something else. Never put it on display. Not once would I have dreamed of that. And obviously, the sets were very different in the 80s. There obviously wasn't any Star Wars. If there was, maybe I would have thought about displaying them, but I would more likely have played with them to death in that time. But I remember kind of crashing vehicles into each other, pure knowing that there was no way of kind of breaking them, and then I could just rebuild them again afterwards. Whereas I think slowly over the course of time, kids and adults alike have slowly migrated to this idea of you're building like it's almost like they're building a model out of like matchsticks or something like that, or metal models or, that kind of thing, where it's like to a lot of people, it's a fine art, and it's like, oh, this is my set, and it'll just be, oh, careful, I'll put it in a case and put it on this shelf. And I'm just like, it's not that kind of, to me, and I think the original intention of the set is it's not that kind of build. I build these metal, I don't know if you guys have seen them, Metal Earth. I built a couple of those in the past. It's like it starts off as sheet metal.
Good night, Sarah.
And it's kind of finely cut and trimmed, and you can build like.
Goodbye, Patty. Goodbye, Sarah.
Yeah, sorry. Good night, Sarah, and probably falling asleep listening to me. But I don't know if you've ever seen them. They just come in like sheets, and you can get the Star Wars ones as well. But you kind of use a pair of tweezers and you kind of bend them and you shape all the pieces to kind of create. I've got an R2D2, a C3PO, and they're only kind of this big when they're done, but they are very, very delicate. Like you can't, you've got to be sort of super careful with them once you've built them. And that I can understand. Pardon me, I can understand. But the idea of people kind of treating this Lego set like it's a golden chalice or something, it just blows me away. But I'm clearly a dying breed because the idea of taking a set apart to some people is just. You just see their faces when they're like, "You've taken it apart. What? Why did you take it apart? Like, why not?" So so I get for that reason, Rebrickable isn't for everybody, but I would definitely recommend trying it out. So this is one of the options for the only option for an alternate build for Anakin's custom Starfighter, and I gotta say, I won't be building this one, but I can see someone's had a go at least.
Yeah. It doesn't look all that good. It doesn't look horrible, but it doesn't look that good.
Steel goes from the building. Hello, sir.
Have you ever done one of these, Ken?
A Rebrickable in general, or one of these specific ones?
No, a Rebrickable.
I have. I've done a few now, and I almost quit after the first one because it was such a terrible experience. It was bad.
Wow. Yeah, I've actually I've been thinking about tearing apart. I have a castle that I bought in Chicago. I think I bought it from Will Bricks Productions. Shout out to Will. Yeah, and I saw a model. I think it's for free. I think the instructions are free on Rebrickable, and it's like I think it's like a church. Yeah, it's like a chapel, and it looked pretty cool. So I might do that soon.
Nice.
Oh, using what set?
The Creator 3-in-1 Castle from 2021.
That was a good set.
Yeah, that is a good set.
Do you know the set number?
No, but it's a Creator 3-in-1 Castle. So you'll probably be able to find it.
I'm just going to try and type it in here and see what comes up. Creator 3-in-1.
Yeah, I agree with Steel Ghost on that last one. He says, I could understand not wanting to take apart a very large piece count set, but everything else is fair game.
31120. That's the one. The medieval castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that one retired and then the horse castle came in.
Correct. Yeah, so it's the first one. It's the one from 2021.
I got to tell you, I am absolutely getting the unicorn castle. It's for sure going to happen.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I like how it looks. I probably will not get it, but I like how it looks.
They get the My Little Pony ponies in it.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Did you find it cool, Han? Like the set?
I couldn't know. I think when you start with Rebrickable, when you start typing in too much, it just goes bananas. So it's just brought me up like every castle set that exists, but no official sets. So without the set
go
number,
to Creator. Go to the Creator theme.
I'm not sure whether it works like that on Rebrickable, does it?
I think it does. Yeah.
Creator. Yeah, but now it's just giving me like every creator mock that's ever existed.
Yeah,
So,
but
like,
can't you just type in the set number? You can type in the set number, right?
Yeah, but I don't know it. That's what I'm saying.
Ken, didn't you find it?
I did. It is. Where is it?
I got too many tabs.
I just had it a second ago. 31120.
Oh, there you go. I got it. Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. I remember this set. Yeah, I've seen this before.
Can you pull it up on the screen?
Yeah, let me. Let's remove that one first. Let's add this one. I gotta stop that one first. Shit, they don't let you share more than one screen. There you go. So yeah, this is it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So let's see what's available with this. So you've got this, but you've never built it. You say?
I have built it. I have it built, but I want to do an alternate build.
Right. Okay. Let's see what's available.
Yeah, I'll be able to. It should be one of the first ones.
God damn, there's some really good ones.
Yeah, it's that medieval chapel. That's the one that I'm thinking about building.
Look at this.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh, see now to me, this looks better than the original.
It's really good.
Yeah, that actually is.
It's got like a little raft and everything in there. Let's have some more pictures of this. Yeah, because that's pretty solid looking thing as well. Oh, and it does open up at the back as well. Dollhouse. Oh, it opens up on the side as well. That's a lot of.
Man, somebody put some work into that.
That's strong.
Yeah, it's inspired by that one. Yep, I knew it.
Yeah, so that.
Shit, this is damaged.
I would.
Yeah, the medieval chapel is the one that I've thought about building. Oh, the tavern looks nice though.
To be honest with you, there's not a stinker in the bunch.
Yeah.
All of these look. What the hell
Yep.
is that? You're just going to build a let. Oh, that's a bit strange.
Yeah.
It just goes to show, doesn't it, that the amount of castle fans, or castle designers, castle builders out there, far outweighs Star Wars by a long shot.
I just think in this aspect, though, like I just think this set lends itself very well to alternate builds, as opposed to most Star Wars sets that are like not the best.
Papa Rex.
Yeah, and there's a lot of
Papa Rex. Yeah. Ooh, that's a nice one. That's a nice boat.
Lego gun. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. It's got like a boat and a landing.
Ooh, god dang, that's a cool.
I mean, again,
and that pier, that pier is kind of long, I have to say. It's not even like a tiny little pier. Yeah, look. God dang, that's a nice setup.
Yeah, that's a real build as well there. So you can see.
Oh yeah, this one is definitely a photograph.
Oh yeah, and it's modular as well. So. What's going on with stream now? I gotta say that I've never seen this before. I've been using Rebrickable for years, but I've never seen. Like, we're at the point where I don't know how long I've scrolled down for, and all these are all still alternates for that. There's well over 100 alternates for that one.
Oh yeah.
Build.
That Black Falcon in looks really
sets,
nice.
You're always gonna have more options. I mean, they're all very similar, though. It's not like they're not building like Well, which one do you like?
Cool, Han. Can you go to the top and check out the chapel? I want to see if it's free. That's the one that I'm thinking about building.
I can't believe how many there are. This is just crazy.
Yes, it is.
Every single one of these is good. Just quickly look at this haunted house.
Yep. Yeah, let's check it out. Yeah, it looks like the other one that Lego did. Just smaller, this one, but honestly, it looks really good.
Wow, look at that! I don't know what's haunted about it. It just kind of looks like a castle, but it's based on that, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's based on this one.
That's pretty good. That's really good. Oh, Christ!
Yeah, that set is from 2020. The haunted house.
So there you go, guys. It just goes to show if you're a little bit on the skin side, just buy one good set. It's like Marge Simpson in that episode where she buys that one expensive dress and then just every night turns into another dress. Do you ever see that episode of The Simpsons?
That medieval chapel, does it cost money? No, it's free, right? The chapel, the one next to there.
This one?
Yeah, it's free, right? Cool.
Yeah, free, yeah.
So yeah, I might have to build.
Go and download those instructions now before that changes, and then obviously you can get the parts. It's even got a graveyard.
No, I think these parts are literally just the ones from the set, right?
Oh,
of course, yeah. Sorry.
That
nice. Awesome.
What's it called? Pareidolia? When you see a face in something. Definitely saw that at the front of that chapel.
Why?
Oh, really?
Right around the door, it was like a face. You see it? Almost like the face of Castle Grayskull. You see the eyes, and it's got like the mouth, the mustache.
Yeah, kind of.
Wait, no, I'm not seeing anything. Wait, I'm not.
All right, so look at the door, right?
Yeah.
It's got like the bushy mustache, and then the eyes, and then it's almost got like the Ash Wednesday smudge in the forehead.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it now. Yeah. I thought when you said I'm seeing a face, I thought you meant like that resembled you.
No, poor bastard.
Are you religious, Ken?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, Catholic.
I was raised Catholic. Yep.
Okay.
Same.
Now, what denomination?
Just Christian in general. I
suppose.
Okay.
Interesting.
The Catholic Church was a little much for me.
Me?
Yeah, I'm still Catholic. But yeah, I don't know. I like that chapel, so I'm gonna have to build it.
That Creator 3-in-1 is definitely how old is this? This is definitely a worthwhile investment.
It's from 2021.
Yeah.
Christ, I tell you what, if I see one of these on a secondhand market, I'll be getting that. Am I cutting out at all, guys?
I mean, a little bit
here and there.
I mean, I got a good deal on mine. I bought it at Chicago again from Will. I got it for the original retail price was $100, but I only paid $80, and it was sealed. So yeah, it was good. It was a good deal.
Yeah, if I could pick this up secondhand, I'm going to go for it just so I can, like I said, do a new series, just building an alternate mark every week or whatever, because those are some fantastic alternates. I'm glad you pointed that out, actually, because I didn't, I obviously don't look at this kind of stuff. So,
I'm going to step out for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Got it. Me too. I'll be right back too.
So yeah, let me know in the chat, guys, what all those guys are taking a natural. Oh, that's upsetting. That's really upsetting. We've gone backwards, guys. We've lost a subscriber. Imagine at 24. How long are you going to be on? I'm going to be on for another. To be honest with you, I was supposed to be building this. You see on screen right now, but I haven't built a single thing yet, and I've just realized the time. I have got to get up early in the morning. It's 1:30. It's 1:30 midnight here, and I kind of feel bad because this is the second time now I've planned a stream where I'm going to be building this mock. I still haven't built it. Still haven't built it. But what I will say is,
I talk too much. I'm kidding.
What I will say is, no, you're right. No, you're absolutely right. And this is the thing. This is the danger for me because it's somewhere between me trying to build and not saying anything and struggling to keep up with the chat. And then, of course, when you've got other people on here, then I get kind of carried away chatting to them and chatting to you guys because I enjoy that as well. So it's like it is what it is. It's like the people watching this, especially the regular viewers, will know me by now and know that if I say I'm going to build something, the chances are I probably won't. But what I will say is that we will build this. I'll build this tomorrow on a stream instead. I think if I start it now, I'm going to get into it and then I'm not going to want to finish. But what I will do briefly is there's a guy in the chat called Josh, also known as Imagine Art, and I got chatting to him on one of the streams the other day. And he was the guy who was telling you guys about where he said that he wants to come on and kind of talk a little bit about streaming and stuff like that. I'm not that I'm in a position to give him any advice, but what I will say is he did message me about come on the stream, but I got a little bit confused with his messages because I wasn't sure what he was talking about. But I think essentially he was asking if he could come on, but then he said he was busy. So anyway, if you're still out there, Josh, aka Imagine Art, I've sent you the link on Instagram, mate. If you want to pop on and come and say a quick hello to myself, Oaktown, and Ken, then please do.
Yeah.
But know that I'm not going to be here for much longer because
for like how much longer are you thinking?
I got to get off work in the morning. It's a long day tomorrow.
How much longer are you thinking?
10, 15 minutes.
Okay, got it.
10, 15 minutes or so. Because tomorrow I've got work all day and I'm in quite early. So I've got to get up for work in like 7 hours. I don't mind that so much normally. But the main issue is I'm supposed to be going from work straight out to meet. Because we're like, I think 15 or 20 of Kirsty's family and we're going to have a meal. So we're going to be out late as well. So it's going to be a long day. But
so when are you going to live stream tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'm doing. I'm gonna have to try and do it tomorrow when I get in. I know we're not going to be back super late, but it is going to be about 10, 11 o'clock, so I should have time to do it. Go live around about the same time as tonight. So we'll see. But while you guys were taking a quick break in Natural, I noticed that we've actually lost the sub, and we're back down to 399.
No.
Just kind of sad.
No. That sucks. I know how it feels to like dangle in that range.
Yeah.
One time I had.
I think. Go on.
One time, when I was getting, I was so excited to get like 100 followers on Instagram, and I was like at like 99 for a while, and I'm like, oh yeah, hopefully tomorrow or like 2 days from now I'll have the 100, and it was like nope, and then I lost a few followers, and then it's like, oh my god, it's like, is there something wrong? Am I like somehow unable to get 3-digit number of followers? Because it wasn't like until like a week later where I went from like 99 to 100. So I was like, what the hell is going on? And then I'm like, okay, good.
It's funny actually, because I think because I always thought it was like people seeing you kind of celebrate a number. Like in my mind, probably before this conversation I'd had with Mayo, I would have been like, well, somebody's seen me celebrating 400 and purposely unsubscribe just to kind of piss me off. Not that it would, but that kind of thing. But after speaking to Mayo, what he was saying, and this actually made full sense. So I know, there's no way you'd actually know if this is true or not, but based on his findings and my findings before and since that conversation, I think he's probably right, and I can't see why he wouldn't be. But essentially what he's saying is that when you start putting out more content, and like say for example, we're doing a drive to 1,000 subscribers, so I'm putting out more content than normal. I'm putting out shorts. I'm putting out a live stream every day, even if it was just a live stream every day. By putting that content out, you're kind of drumming up new, business and getting new people in. But what you're also doing is reminding the people who are already subscribed constantly. And what that then does is people who are subscribed and perhaps don't want to be, or they're kind of fed up, or you just cheese them off by the amount of, barrage of daily updates. It just reminds them that, you know what, you're bringing to their attention that they don't want to subscribe to. So there's always going to be that 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, especially at this stage when you can see those individual numbers. Whereas when you get past, I don't know, a couple of thousand, it's like 1.54. So you wouldn't see the ones and the twos dropping off, But no, generally, I think it's one of those situations where it's like a lot of people subscribed early on to the channel, probably not realizing what it actually was, or subscribed, seeing the shorts, and then realized, I keep getting these updates from this guy who's streaming every day. I don't want to watch him. It's not my thing. I just, this is reminding me that I don't actually want to subscribe to him, and then actually subscribe. So, but it's the way it goes, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, 399 guys. So the celebration was kind of a little bit too early, I guess. So for the person out there who decided, of all the days, decided they were gonna just unsubscribe, then go fuck yourself. But
yeah,
everybody else,
with all due respect, fuck you.
Yeah. But we will forgive you if you come back. We will welcome you with open arms.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Sounds good.
But no, yeah, this Josh guy I was chatting to, he did pop into the chat earlier, but I kind of missed his conversation. But he was kind of keen to, I think, not just kind of necessarily show his face and be on a stream, but from his conversation with me in that chat and in private messages since, he basically he said, if you don't mind, sometime when you're not tired, having a one-on-one chat, I may need some help learning channel stuff. And I was like, okay, but you're probably asking the wrong person, because I'm I'm here kind of struggling and pushing hard just to try and get like a handful of subs every day. So certainly not in that kind of position. But yeah, but at the same time, like I said, I'd had that conversation with Ken, and it's just like, you know what, the whole point of this is to get to know new people. Why not just invite some random guy? And that could, for some people, that might be good viewing. And I did try to say I want to kind of mix things up a little bit.
Yeah,
So,
it could be, for sure.
You could be helping launch the next M&R.
Like I said, I never would have thought by doing a live stream while we were walking, because I said to say again.
You could be helping launch the next M&R.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And then
But
he's
no,
going to
yeah,
say,
jokes aside,
"Cool,
like I
Han,
said-
he was the one who helped me."
Well, yeah, as long as he doesn't unsubscribe when he does it. But no, that's it.
Oh shit!
I never would have thought that day we went out and I said to Kirsty, "I got to do my live stream." And she said, "Why didn't you just do it now while we're going out for a walk?" So I don't know if I really want to do that. It's not even going to. There's not going to be any Lego. She was like, "Oh, don't worry." So anyway, I took it with me, and like I said, just chatting away, loads of new people in the chat. I couldn't believe it. Like I said, and the views, the interactions, comments, whatever, and obviously the subscriptions we got just during that sort of 1 hour or so while I was just kind of sat out on the waterfront there, having a picnic, and just, like I said, some people a lot of people walking their dogs in that area. So there's lots of dogs coming up and sniffing. They're after the food, obviously, that we had, but obviously we were chatting to their owners and whatever. And the chat was going bananas for it. They loved a bit of it. And I was just like, perhaps I need to start mixing things up a little bit more. So really, it's kind of open to interpretation. And if you guys have got tips, or anybody sitting watching in the chat have got tips and would like to see me do something different, obviously within reason. Like, don't be saying, fill a bath with beans and live stream from there or anything like that. But
what the hell?
But I'm up for trying some different things, and it doesn't always have to be Lego. So
I've found that our best interaction and best watch time, and where we've got like the most new followers, subs, whatever, has always been when the guest is like a personality, not like a big name or anything, but when they have that, the personality that like chat just latches onto. It doesn't have to be about Lego or any specific interesting subject matter. It's just some people have that vibe. With you, they subscribe for you. They don't subscribe for the Lego content, I don't think. So when you were being you and you're out and about and doing your thing, that means just as much as if you're actually building something or doing something Lego related. They're here for you. It doesn't matter where you are.
Shout out to Steel Ghost 13. Yeah, I agree with that, Ken, for sure. But yes, so shout out to Steel Ghost 13. Great on that.
Appreciate that. Steel Ghost.
I forgot to do it today. I'm sorry, Kuhan.
No, it's fine, mate. Don't worry about it. But no, it's a good point, and I think Kirsty said the same thing. Really, she said a lot of people on YouTube, they just, not everybody, but a lot of people on YouTube, they just want to see people. They want to see real things. And I'm kind of the same. I've got to the point really where I'm watching some content and thinking, kind of bored of seeing this now. We talked about it on the recent show where it was like, a new set comes out, particularly around like May the 4th or whatever, and then all of a sudden YouTube is flooded with 72,000 people building the same set. And it's like, it just gets tedious. I just want to see people doing different things. That's why I think for me, M&R, I do watch M&R, but my favorite content, and the only content that I'll religiously kind of watch of his, although I haven't for a while, but generally would be the Ask M&R, because such a variety of different things to be spoken about, as opposed to just Lego, but it still can be Lego and Lego adjacent type things, but I'm just hearing someone else's opinion and things like that. So
And he's not nearly as negative as people say he is.
No, that's absolutely true. Yeah, he's not all that negative.
I think it's good to be balanced as well, though, because
he's fair.
We were talking about Lego on the weekends and on the show. Yeah, and like I said, I've just sat here and said that Creator 3-in-1 it's not something I would have considered buying, but I'm just saying, so people have got to take the positives as well. So when I'm saying to them, bagging on shark play sets or whatever, then that's just my opinion. I've never once said don't go and buy these sets. I'm just saying, what I hate more than anything else is the people who complain about price and then they're first in the queue or they're queuing outside for 2 hours to go and get the set on the day after saying that the price is shit. And it's like, well, you're adding to the problem. People who are complaining about the smart play bricks.
Yeah, you are right.
And buying them and reviewing them. I'm just thinking, do you really honestly think that it's acceptable to complain about these sets, then go and buy them, and then the excuse is, well, I've got to review them for the channel? You haven't. Fucking review something you bought 20 years ago. I would more likely see that because, you want your viewers to see you, building and reviewing the smart play sets. But it's not like that doesn't stand you out from everybody else because everybody else is doing it. And that's what I've always tried to do. I'm not trying to say I'm the most original person, but I'd rather pick a set. Like with this, I picked out the Home 1 set. I could have easily picked out one of the bigger sets that I've never built, like the Ghost or the Republic gunship that came out a couple of years ago. Big sets. But it's just like, and I don't even think other people are building them either at the moment. I'd rather go back and do something that was missed.
Somebody needs to do a review of the 3-in-1 Spider that came out last year, because that's the best $10 set that's been put out in a long time. It is awesome, and nobody touched it.
I'll have to buy it and review it myself.
See if
I'll have to do it. I have to do. I have to.
Can't really
I have to do the deed.
Imagine that. Feel free to jump on, mate.
Yeah, I think he sent you the link.
You know what? I'm gonna get rid of this.
Yeah, you're not building anything. You haven't built anything all live stream long.
I just can't.
But that's okay.
Like I said, this is always. And to be honest with you, I would have had more of a chance of doing it with two of you on here anyway. But if Ken was on here, I would have felt kind of bad just being like head down building.
Oh, that's fine.
I don't know.
No, it's fine.
I can multitask, but I can only do two things at once.
So a talk and build, right? You can do that, right?
Like I said, I can talk and build, but I can't talk, build, and control the StreamYard and keep up with the chat. But obviously, you guys are here to keep up with the chat. But because I'm so engaged with you guys, regardless of the chat, like nothing against the chat, but even if they weren't here, I'm so engaged with you guys that I'm then struggling to do the build. So I was like,
so we tried to help out. We made things worse.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And I just feel like it's kind of wasted that opportunity for you guys. But no,
we're costing you subs.
No, I do appreciate you guys popping on. Like you said, it's nice to mix things up a little bit. It would be nice if we could clock off on the 400 again, but
for sure,
I think the way the kind of algorithm or whatever works is that it just recommends you within the first sort of 5-10 minutes of your video. Because I've been noticing when I've been doing it straight to YouTube on the phone, you start off with like nothing, and then you get a couple trickle in, and then all of a sudden, bang, you just get this kind of couple of times it's gone as high as like 27. And it's just gone from like 3 to 27 in a flash. And I'm like, right. And I just kind of stop what I'm saying. I go, right, we're doing this, we're doing that. And that tends to work, but you never get that again. No matter how long you go for, it slowly kind of winds down, and it might go up a little bit and go down a little bit. But once you have that initial kind of pump of people come in, I found that it's important to just, whatever you're in the middle of talking about, stop and go, guys, welcome to the channel. This is what we're doing. It's for those people who've just suddenly found me for whatever reason and thinking, what the fuck's going on here? So, and that's worked quite well. But it also does another thing, which is it doesn't keep people hanging around, because if they realize actually they're not interested, they can also disappear straight away. So I'm not, wasting my time. I signed up. How do I join the call? So you basically, the link I sent you on Instagram,
You copy it and paste it into Safari.
Yeah.
Copy the link and paste it into Safari.
Link,
yeah, you can click it, but it usually works better if you use it in Safari or something.
Works even better than that if you don't have Safari.
I typically don't use Safari, only for StreamYard. It's weird.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, that's an odd one. Chrome works fine.
I don't know why I don't use Chrome. I don't know. It's just, I guess it's just, I got used to it. I don't have Safari. Okay, use Chrome. Use Google Chrome. I'm pretty certain you have Google Chrome. I think almost everyone on this planet has Google Chrome.
Well, unless they got an iPhone.
No, you can have Chrome on an iPhone. I have Chrome on the iPhone.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. I thought Chrome was a Google thing.
It is, but you can download Chrome on Apple.
Oh, okay. This is coming from the guy who got a new phone because they've been begging me to get a new phone because my contract was up. I picked up a new phone and it was still in the box up until yesterday. I was like, give it to Kirsty. I was like, sort this out. This is your thing. She's just taken it away and sorted it all out for me. And even now, it's just gone back in the box and it'll probably stay there for another week. Like you used to. I hate stuff like that. See, I find it quite overwhelming to get a new phone and have to kind of feels like I'm restarting my life. From
Yeah. It's annoying.
I don't like it. Does anybody let us know in the chat? Does anybody like that kind of thing? Because everybody I speak to seems to say the same thing as me.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting, I guess, to get a new phone, but I don't know. I feel like it's a lot less exciting than a new car or a new house.
Well, it's funny actually because we were talking about, and I said to Kirsty, the amount of times I've relocated and moved town, moved house, like sometimes all in a weekend. And I did that so many times for work years ago. And I actually find getting a new phone more stressful than that. I find that easier. Packing up your entire house.
Oh my word! Take it easy over there.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I agree or disagree. I don't have the experience to determine either.
Hello, is everything working?
Yeah, we can hear you, mate. How's it going?
Hey.
Yeah,
sorry,
what's up?
guys. I didn't need to sign up for this, did I? Because apparently I got a 7-day free trial. Great. Okay, I got to fix that later.
Yeah, you don't need a free trial.
Yeah.
I've never signed up.
Yeah. So are you talking about StreamYard?
I don't have my camera right now on me. I can get it next stream. So, but yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's fine. But you're using StreamYard though.
Yeah, I guess so. Seems like
it's a free. I mean, it's not an app. There's no app for StreamYard. It's literally just a website. But it's it's totally free. So yeah, make sure you cancel that thing because you ain't
for sure. Yeah.
So
look, how is
obviously
everybody? So how's everybody doing tonight?
Very well.
Good. Yeah, good. Well, you just caught me as I'm about to disappear, but I'm currently joined by two good friends, but both obviously linked to the channel in some way. I think myself and Kenn, his channel Brick Dynasty, we've done some stuff together, cut a few bits and pieces together.
I think I've seen your channel before. Yeah. At least once or twice.
I'm Oaktown Bricks.
And then obviously Seb.
Yep.
Yeah. And Oaktown helps me with the hosting of our show as well on a Sunday. So a couple of familiar faces in the chat and in the and on the screen at the moment. But no, look, I was kind of a little bit confused about your conversation because I wasn't sure quite what you're getting at. But what is it you're looking to try and do?
Well, I'm not good at growing channels at all, so I'm looking
Same.
for that mainly. So yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. So how long have you had your channel? Would you say?
About 3. Well, officially 3 years. It's actually technically been 10, but like I used to repost my live streams that I used to do on Twitch like way back in the day, and then I would just, and then yeah, I tried to get like Let's Play stuff going like way back when, and then now I can like officially do it because it's just the technology is caught up and it's a lot easier now. So I would say easier more than ever. So
yeah.
Okay. What content do you make, or are you thinking of making?
I do like mostly Let's Play stuff that's it's kind of like the Game Grumps, if you guys are familiar with them.
It's just like gaming, right? Really?
Yeah. So what they do is they sit on a couch and they talk and have a funny conversation while they're playing a game,
Okay.
or something like that. They'll just talk about the game or just something in real life. I'm of that sentiment of trying to get that turned into its own type of Let's Play, like subgenre essentially. I just haven't gotten very far with it, so but yeah.
Yeah, our I guess or like what so you said Let's Play content. So
Yeah.
are you thinking of doing it like live or like pre-recorded?
Oh, it's all pre-recorded. I wish I could do some of it live. Unfortunately, my internet sucks butt. So yeah. So yeah, with bad internet, it's kind of hard to stream. So.
Well, it's quite funny actually because I started to see
what
a
games
lot of
do you play?
Mostly older games. It's a little more niche, but I don't really like newer games that much. They're not that great. So.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, I ran some serious lagging issues. I had to try and reload the site.
Oh no, you're good, man. Yeah, see, that's what I was saying. That's why I don't like live streaming, because my internet sucks. So.
It's weird because sometimes I can go weeks without having a single issue, and we don't get issues with anything else in the house. But
Got
just
it. So,
sometimes
in these videos, do you like do you like playing with friends? You said.
Well, yeah. Well, basically, what I do is I sit down with my friend and I just talk and have a funny conversation with him while we're playing the game. So,
So,
yeah.
I guess advice for growing, as far as I know, it would probably be a good idea to clip some of these long form videos that you do and put them as shorts, like really like funny moments.
Yeah,
that would probably be a good idea.
I tried that and I didn't get very far with it, so I kind of just gave up. But maybe it's a good idea to get back into it. So
how many times did you try?
Use good hashtags.
Not very many.
Okay, there you go. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's definitely the problem. For
do it 600 times, and then you can say it didn't work.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that's absolutely fair. I mean, I had a short that got like 1,000 views, I think. So that was pretty cool.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oaktown.
What do you and your friends usually talk about? Like, what funny stuff?
Can you hear you, Ken?
I don't know. Usually, just like funny adult jokes and stuff like that.
Can you hear us?
And, yeah, like just I don't know, a little bit of everything, pretty much. So.
Do you like Lego? Just out of curiosity.
Oh no, I love Lego, dude. That's why
we're
I'm
on
here.
2 channels.
Yeah.
Cool. Josh, don't say anything else to Oaktown. He can't hear us for some reason, so this is going to be really interesting. He can only hear you.
I can't hear. Cool.
You can't hear them. Okay.
Yeah, you can't hear us.
Really weird.
Okay, that is very strange. Yeah.
Ken, can you hear everyone?
Oh yeah, I can hear everyone fine.
That sucks. I can't hear Kulhan.
He said, "Cole told me not to talk to you anymore because they can't hear because you can't hear them."
Every time I was asking you a question, he was asking you a question.
Oh yeah. He said you kept interrupting because you didn't know. So.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, my bad.
No,
Yeah,
it's okay. It's okay.
Can you hear me now, mate? No. Seb.
yeah.
Oaktown.
How do you know to respond if you can't hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he can lip read.
No.
There you go. Comments in the look at the comment.
Oaktown,
the
refresh
comment.
your feed. Yeah, let me see.
Yeah, I was having the same. I was having the same problem. I feel like I was hearing some of you, but not all of you. So I just have to reboot it. I think it's to be honest with you, I think it's these updates they've done. Have you seen it? They've changed the duck and some of the stuff on StreamYard. Did you see?
What?
that?
I've never
duck
been
is
on
gone?
this. Yeah. Oh, of course
not-
they removed the duck.
No, he's not gone, but they've changed. He looks like this now. You see it?
Yeah,
Wow.
generic. Yeah.
He doesn't have the
don't
dollar
Don't you
sign
just
on his
love
head
how
anymore.
every icon in history is turning into something hyper generic? You know, like.
Yeah. So they've completely changed it. I mean, to be honest with you, at a glance, there's not a lot that's changed, but some bits and pieces have. There was a whole welcoming page about it today when I logged into StreamYard. It says the 55 things that have changed in StreamYard in the last, I don't know.
Wow. I haven't.
I
seen
wonder,
that
is
yet.
it possible to have my phone as video and
Yeah.
have this be the audio? Like, because I'm using my computer mic, but I'm using that into my computer. So I don't know if it's possible to do both at the same time. It probably isn't. But
You can you can do everything through your phone.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh
The
yeah,
mic
you
was
can.
fine.
I
always
just
do
meant like
everything through my phone.
separate, like, you know, like have my phone being recording my video, but my computer mic going into my computer being completely separate. You know,
You
I
need
don't know
different
if that's
software for
possible.
that.
Yeah, that probably. That would make sense.
Oaktown, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Right.
Okay, now I got everybody hearing each other. Now nobody's gonna interrupt too much.
Oh, it'll still
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah. I was going to say this is a great thing about StreamYard is that being able to kind of get multiple people on and have this kind of interface or whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But sometimes it can also be an absolute like that. If we were on a proper show and that had happened, it would have been right clusterfuck. And it does
I
happen.
can't
sometimes.
imagine it's any worse than Discord. So I don't know.
Oh, I love Discord.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like voice chat in Discord, but I love everything else.
Yeah, voice chat is fine when it's just you and your friends, but like when you get like other random people, it kind of it does take a toll on you a little bit.
What is the voice chat in Discord?
It's just like you just like go on a regular chat pretty much,
Mhm.
and like a bunch of people are in there usually, and like you know, and somebody's like streaming or something like that. So
Oh, okay, got it.
yeah.
Well, guys, I'm gonna have to call it on the hour, so we got a few more minutes. I'd
Okay.
love to be able to
Okay.
let you guys carry on if you wanted to or whatever, but unfortunately, because none of you got access to the StreamYard, it'll just go all night, even after you've left.
Uh-oh. Dang. I wish I could have been here earlier. I had an emergency birthday thing for my brother because we didn't. I have to work the next couple of days. So
No, it's fine. It's fine. Look,
Yeah.
like I said, normal circumstances, you know, we try to, you know, we have the show that on Sunday, which is our kind of bread and butter on this channel. So you'll have to try and tune into that. But that is kind of like, I wouldn't say an organized show as such, but in comparison to this, is a bit more kind of structured.
Mhm.
And, you know, it's been going for, you know, we're coming up to 80 episodes now. So that's kind of deep in. And obviously with that, we just kind of pull people from the community to showcase their talent, stuff like that. So you've got to have kind of, you know, had a face or a name in the game for a while. But again, it's no airs and graces either. But with this thing, this kind of daily live stream I'm doing, it's really kind of open. open case. Anybody can kind of pop on within reason. Because the other thing I don't want to do is detract too much away from, why it is I'm doing it. But I think stuff like what we've done tonight, we've just openly chatted about anything and everything, and done on maybe sprinkled in a little bit of Lego here and there.
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about M&R. I didn't know if you minded if I butt in on that, but
Yeah.
I love watching M&R. I don't think he's too negative, but the things that he is negative about, they make sense. If he is being too negative, there's a good reason for that,
Usually,
and especially with recent sets, which is why I refuse to buy them. Like I usually prefer anything like anything like ending before 2024. So
it's funny you say that though, because I was watching it today. I was watching one of his shows. I don't know how old it is because I'm generally catching up with that kind of stuff. But I was watching that somebody had made the whole craft from Andor using the Shark Play Millennium Falcon. I've got to say, it looked really, really good. And
I could imagine that, dude. Some people get really creative. Like, I saw somebody take
that's by far the best.
Sorry.
I will say that's by far the best Shark play set.
Yeah. I saw somebody take the most recent U-wing and turn it into an A-wing, so that's pretty cool.
Cool.
Like,
I'm just gonna actually see if I can find it on here now. Yeah, there it is. Right.
I would call it Shark play too. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody likes these sets.
I don't think so. Ken, what's your thought on Shark play?
Oh, he didn't have his headphones on. Ken, what's your thoughts on Shark play?
I really don't have a ton. I don't care enough.
Yeah,
I guess
that's fine.
They're not for me. So far, my kids don't seem to have any particular interest.
Yeah.
Somebody said no more Shark play talk.
That was cool, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a banner that we created for the show.
Good night, Steel Ghost.
Yeah, good night, Steel Ghost. Have a great night. Thank you so much for sharing the live stream on your page on Instagram.
Oh, that's cool.
Your profile. Yeah.
And we did get it back up to 400 as well. So I do want to kind of
beautiful.
Yay!
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
Before we lose it again. But before we do,
awesome.
Don't worry, guys. It's me. I'm definitely I'm bringing the channel down. So
no, you're good, man.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, I saw that one actually. That one's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, this is strong.
I will say M&R was right. There could have been a better set to do this with, but it is amazing what he was able to pull off. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, and the light in the back. Oh yeah, that's so good.
What part of Andor did this show up in? I've only seen like the first half of the first season.
Oh, I'm guessing the second half then.
Okay.
Because it doesn't appear in there an awful lot, but it's just really cool. You wouldn't have got to it yet, but there's a particularly good scene where this ship goes up against the Empire, essentially.
Oh, okay.
And basically catches them with their pants down. Absolutely owns them with this ship. Because it just kind of looks like, a fast kind of basic ship, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you see it in kind of fight mode or battle mode or dogfight mode, if you like, it's probably some of the best Star Wars we've seen in terms of like spaceship battles. I want to say probably top 5, maybe even top 3.
Wow.
Sort of in space fight scene between two ships or between multiple ships. Obviously, if I start listing some or start thinking about it, there might be some better ones, but this is really good. Have you seen this, Ken? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, sorry. I was answering a message from the wife there. I was half tuned out.
Uh-oh.
Have you watched Andor? Do you?
Yes. Yep.
So do you? These two guys haven't seen it yet, but do you? How would you rate the fight scene with that this appears in, where it finally gets to use some of his weaponry?
How would I rate the fight scene?
Of this particular ship.
Because I said that this ship, when it first appears a couple of times, and it's just basically like a luxury shuttle kind of thing, and you don't really see it do anything. But then it gets into a fight with the Empire and basically tears it to pieces, and you get to see some of the weaponry that this thing's got, which is unlike anything else we've seen in Star Wars before. But I said I'm going out on a limb and saying it's probably one of the top 5 spaceship battles in the whole Star Wars.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah, just some of the
top 5. That's strong praise.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't think that seems unreasonable.
Wow.
I
still have to finish the show.
Yeah, go and watch it.
Oh,
I can
man,
watch
it's
I gotta watch it. I just don't have Disney Plus anymore. I got so tired of it.
Are you a Star Wars fan though?
Imagine absolutely. Oh yeah,
cool.
Dude, that's why I'm here. Like, yeah.
How about Ninjago? Just out of curiosity.
Not anymore. I don't. Like, I heard the show kind of started dipping after a while, and I was like,
really?
I'm good. Like, yeah. I guess there was that whole scene with like Garbador doing that whole thing with like being like a deadbeat dad at the end of one of the seasons or something like that. And I was like, I'm done. I think I'm done.
Are you talking about Crystallized or the Oni trilogy?
I don't know. I guess this was like after the good stuff, like, and it just kind of started falling off after that. So I'm like,
Oaktown's a diehard fan of Ninjago.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Ken, you're a pretty big fan too, right?
You must
new
hate
season
M&R
next week.
then.
Yes, so excited.
You must hate M&R then, Oaktown. He will take any chance he gets to crap on Ninjago for some reason. I don't know why.
Who does that? Ryan?
Yeah, no, he just doesn't like Ninjago for whatever reason. I like the sets. I think the sets are good. I just don't think the show's good anymore.
I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that, yeah.
But they always did a good job with the sets, so...
I wanted to show off this just because we were talking about it, and obviously we have talked a little bit about Rebrickable on tonight's show.
That a little bit.
Oh yeah. I think
there's no way I'd pay.
Cool.
I wouldn't pay $5.99 for this, I gotta say, but I will be tempted to see if there's any sets that I own that I've got a decent version of the whole craft, because
I was gonna say not after spending $70 on the set.
No, it's $100.
Oh,
and no smart brick.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or sharp brick, actually. I'm sorry.
Thanks, Lego. Thanks for making everything expensive.
Oh my god. I can't believe that they released this set specifically without a sharp brick.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
See, I like that. That's a good version right there. That I have that version of the ship.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good.
That's a great Millennium Falcon. That's the best one.
I've got this one as well. The only problem is I'm in the middle of building something else out of it. So, but I just want to see when I first looked for Fondor, the amount. Oh, there you go. So look at the amount of mocks there are.
Fondor.
Well, the Fondor holocraft, whatever you want to call it. But
there's is that what it's called? Got it.
There's alt builds from quite a few different sets here. So there's this as well. This one's not too bad.
Okay.
But that one doesn't fit a minifigure, though.
No, but it's the mini version. It's the MIDI version. Sorry. I
can't. I was going to say, is this good enough for you to buy 2 of these so you can have the Falcon and you can have this next to it? But I got to say, I don't think it's... Yeah, I don't think it's quite good enough to have a second one.
No.
I don't like this, I'll be honest, that much.
Not that one. I like the other one though. The other one is really good.
Both of the ones made out of the play scale Falcons.
Yeah, how well he got creative with that the smart play one. I think that's fantastic to me.
I agree.
It's like, well, you just take something that's really crappy and then you make something good out of it. You know, it's like, well, wasn't that what Lego was all about to begin with? You know, like.
Well, yeah, we talked about that as well, actually, as it happens. But I think think what I'd be tempted to do is I'd be tempted to find. I can't actually find it now, but that one that we were looking at, I would part it, get the parts in a list, and then just see how many of them I can get from some other random set that's kind of similar, and part the rest out rather than have to buy. Do that rather than buy that.
Oh yeah.
Set. But there are some good versions on here. In fairness, this is look at this thing. Jesus.
Dang, now that's good. That would be an expensive set. Oh my gosh, that's
Wow.
like the UCS version.
That thing is
Yeah.
so tiled off.
That is good. I like that. I've never so I like this. I've never liked when people build wings with full bricks like sideways. I never
Right,
like
yeah.
that. I don't like that. I don't know why. I think it's just too thick. Like, you know.
Yeah, usually too thick.
Yeah.
Mm.
With 2 C's.
Yeah. Too thick to vent.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
So you are the
There's an
town.
imposter among us.
There you go. Town. There's a bit of a spoiler there. It's the weaponry that this thing.
Oh, cool.
That's
Oh,
kind of
I have to
nice.
see it then.
I like that. That reminds
Shoot,
me
I
of
like
how
that
the
a lot.
A-wing works. Because the A-wing can
Oh,
like
really?
point its gun backwards, like if it wants. So
Oh,
I don't
Yeah,
know how
but
you function
guys,
that, but
Can we
Well,
blow
what
that
I'll,
up a
what I'll
little
say
bit?
is this. What I'll say is this isn't firing a gun. That's all I'm going to say. This isn't blaster fire coming out the
That
side.
looks like lightsabers.
yeah.
Giant lightsabers.
Yeah, hint, hint.
Oh, so it's using kyber
Spoiler.
crystals. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that
basically,
looks like-
Ooh.
we have kind of ruined it now for Oaktown, but we'll just come
That's-
out and flat out say it.
that's
This thing has
fine.
got giant lightsabers.
No offense.
Oh wow, that's cool. I'll have to
That-
see it in the show.
I like that.
Wow,
yeah.
that's cool.
Then again, I
but
thought
yeah.
only Jedi could activate lightsabers.
Yeah.
though. Like, you know.
Me too.
Well, I'm saying lightsabers, but you know, it's that type of technology that it is.
Oh,
yeah,
okay, it's
then
like
again,
kyber
yeah,
crystals,
because
yeah.
that's what the Death Star uses is kyber crystals. So, you know.
Oh,
Maybe
they
it's just
do?
lightsabers specifically. you
I
know.
didn't know that the Death Star used kyber crystals.
Yeah, that's why they were in Jeddah and Rogue One,
Mm.
because they were getting
Mining,
the kyber
yeah.
crystals.
Mm.
Right, guys. As much as I'd love to host you all onto the wee hours, I am conscious of the fact that I got to get up in like 6 hours. For
Yeah,
work.
yeah. Yeah, sorry for
Is that why Sundays are better usually for these types of things, or?
No, well, for us, I guess the Sunday
Yeah.
show just kind of
Okay.
seemed to be the best time for both our audience and our hosts. But this is just a daily live stream thing that I'm doing.
Oh, yeah.
List. So we're on 400 subscribers after day 25, and a nice little win there because it's the first kind of round number we've gotten to since starting this. And look, I appreciate Ken, Josh, and Seb, aka Oaktown, for popping on, keeping me company. And although I didn't actually end up doing the build that I planned to do, it's still nice to have the company, and still nice to chat to you guys about everything from passport control to so
Yeah, I'd love to come back next week or Sunday and have a longer conversation for sure.
well, so I'll say Sunday, like I said, is our regular show, and that's a little bit more,
never mind then.
kind of I wouldn't say closed off, but I mean, you're more than welcome to come into the chat.
In the
It's a bit
chat.
more kind of-
Okay.
yeah, it's a bit more structured around like what we specifically do, and obviously the co-host and stuff.
When
However,
do you usually? Oh yeah, I was gonna ask like when you usually do these types of live streams.
but the daily live stream, it's usually, I would say, anywhere between. I don't tend to plan the time. It's just whatever's going on around my work schedule and life schedule. But I have been doing it around about 10, 11 p.m., which is at the moment sort of 7 p.m. On the eastern seaboard, on the east coast. Whereabouts are you in the world? I mean, assuming you're in the US.
Me, I'm in Florida right now. It's 9:12 p.m. So.
Oh, that's right. You were the guy who was in
Tallahassee. Yep.
Oh, you're in Tallahassee.
Yep, I know. It's the I call it the armpit of Florida. 'Cause it might as well
Yeah,
be
it's
the
kind of
armpit.
in a yeah.
That's right.
So
yeah,
you're in the
'cause
capital.
I know we were having that conversation, and obviously sometimes when you're seeing like comments and people from where they're from, sometimes it's hard to kind of remember who said what and where they're
Yeah.
from. But
Yeah,
eventually I get there.
I'm
We don't
from
really
Oakland.
have a whole lot a whole lot here. Oakland, okay.
Yeah, Oakland, California.
Okay.
Hence the name
Hence
Oaktown Boys.
Oaktown, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
And Kenn's up there in Boston, if you couldn't tell from his accent. So
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Like
So,
I said,
yeah,
I think Ken, have you appeared on M&R before? Like
No.
no, okay, because you look familiar, but I don't know. I could have sworn I remember Brick Dynasty somewhere. Like, I don't know where, but
I have no idea.
he gets out there a bit. We all do.
Yeah, we try. We try.
We dip our toes. But,
well, yeah, I can't wait to be more part of this community, man. This is really
Awesome.
cool. Build our
no,
own little
100%.
thing here. Yeah.
Well, up until this, I started doing this daily live stream. What I used to do is I used to do like a regular thing. I say regular, every couple of months I do something called a cold fusion stream, and the whole point of that was like a long stream. Sometimes it would be going for an entire day, just to kind of invite new and people on who've been in the chat for a while, hadn't been on. And obviously, since our show's been going and this channel's been going, there's been a lot of people who've had their first live stream or the first time they've ever appeared by either coming on our show or being on one of those cold fusion streams. And we kind of, we fly the flag a little bit for that now and say, when we were in Bricktastic recently, I think we made a list between me and the hosts, and it'd been like 15 people who'd never, even been on a live stream before, and their first time was on our show or on our channel.
Yeah, like shout out to Magisto's workshop, and all the other people, even Nimble Saucepan. Yeah,
there's been a ton, and obviously that was the whole point of that, is community building, and of course that would be the only time. Other than that, our show was kind of very kind of structured and very kind of you got invite only kind of thing. But now that I've been doing these daily live streams and just trying to and seeing that there's been some success in variety, I think I'm at the point where I'm open to people coming on, and as long as they can maintain the conversation and chat, but I'm happy enough to do it on my own as well. So it's kind of open invite really. But so invite goes out to obviously all three of you guys. If you're ever free and you want to pop on, the only thing I will say is that
I would love
I
to.
don't always decide when I'm going live until maybe 10 minutes to an hour before. But like I said, it usually be around about this kind of time of night. So if you're free and you see me live and you pop on, just ask me for the link, and we'll just do it that way, I guess. So
man, absolutely.
Right
I'll probably be available the next few days.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it.
Now, don't hate me for this, but I'm also a Halo Mega Bloks fan. So,
well, that's the only way you can get Halo. So.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
True.
Yeah, we don't hate the Lego people.
Dude, Halo Mega Bloks, they did such a good job with those sets. Like, I wish they still kept going, but it's not exactly making money nowadays. So.
But no, on that Mega Bloks note, we'll call it a night. But I appreciate you all guys in the chat and anybody watching this on replay. I appreciate you. With day 25, we've hit 400 subscribers. We've done fantastic so far, thanks to you guys. And this is me, day 25 of streaming every day till we hit 1,000 subscribers. We're also adding a piece to a set that I'm building, which is a 7754 Home 1-1 Calamari Cruiser, Star Wars Lego set.
Baby.
And so far, it's coming on slowly, but I kind of got a little bit bored of just adding one piece or two pieces or a handful of pieces every day. So now we're doing it weekly on a Wednesday and adding those pieces on. But please come back tomorrow and tune in and check out some of the other content on the channel, and hopefully we'll see you again. But in the meantime, good night, everybody, and thanks for watching.
Good night, guys.
Night, guys.
Good night, everyone.
It was awesome being here. Yeah.
Okay. This is our outro. Get the actual right outro this time.
Nope, just kidding.
Yeah, that's